Hello, this is Shep here at the Sun Valley Auto Club. In front of us today is a 1990 Porsche 911. This is a C2, so the Carrera 2 rear-wheel drive. In '89, you could only get these the first year of the 964 as a C4 manual coupe, and then they put out the in 1990 Targa cabs, C2s and automatics. So this is the C2 1990 964. This is a fantastic car. So we purchased this back in 2016. We sell a ton of 964s. We import them from all over the world. A lot of them end up as singers, as donor cars. But when we get a special one, we keep it out of the dismantling line. They have a good second life, obviously, being a singer, but this is one that was saved. So we bought it with about 143,000 miles on it. We purchased it from a Porsche enthusiast and Porsche driver out of Washington. And so they did a ton of work to it while they had it. And so a lot of that stuff has been redone since, but some of the stuff, so I don't repeat myself, that was done. They flushed the tank, all the lines were flushed, new plug wires, new idle stabilizer motor, front bonnet struts, the rear deck lid struts, new fog light lenses up front, new spoiler, rear spoiler micro switch, all new dash with a clock display with all the warning lights that was replaced. So they did new boots on the rear axles, replaced tie rod boots, so all the boots were done. And then when they bought it with a rebuilt engine, which we have the paperwork on that. So sorry if it went all wonky, but we do have the receipt for the engine rebuild. The engine rebuild was done in 2004, but only about 2,500 miles on it since we picked it up. So again, we bought it at 143. This now has 147,740. So the story continues. So we had it. The owner here at the Auto Club was just going to keep it, which he did for several years until his Singer was done. And then we sold it to the guy we just bought it back from. So we bought it back because that was always the deal. We had first right of refusal when he was done with it. So while we had it the first time around, we put this interior in. It's such a great interior. So that was a complete interior replacement. It was a kind of a black, well, it was a tan interior where the previous owner upgraded, put some black seats in it, so it was a black tan combo, which wasn't quite correct. And then so we came by this interior and completely everything, door cards, dash, knee bar, carpets, and that's a rear seat delete. Never seen one of those in a 964. Can't really use those seats anyway, so might as well have a little luggage spot. There's spaces underneath. So just a phenomenal interior. So we did a bunch of sorting while it was here. Certainly serviced it. We put in the Porsche Classic radio. We'll jump on the inside and take a look at that, but just kind of showing you around the car as I talk about the history. So a lot was done here, including the interior. Let's see if I've got some other notes of what we did. You know, just alignment, sorting out, etc. So most of the interior and the Porsche stereo, obviously serviced, etc. And then the next owner, just for fun, he went through. I've got receipts for 3 different brake jobs. Everyone that touches this, we did a brake job as well as the other owner I was talking about. But this gentleman Did a complete upgrade. Did the Brembo GT brake kit. Put on brand new Michelin Pilot Sports. I've got really phenomenal photos of the underside of this car. He did a dry ice blast for the whole entire underside, as well as the engine compartment. It is stunning. Mobil 1 oil change. We had some electrical issues with the radio that we put in, so he went through, basically fixed any electrical issues, reinstalled the radio without an amp that we put in, removed any excess aftermarket radios, turned the wire harness back to factory specs. So then it came back here. We were super excited to get it back, and then we had some Cup 1s that we just restored. And so now we swapped out real Cup 1s on it. So 147 on the odometer, less than 7,000 on that rebuilt engine, even though it was done in 04, but a complete rebuild. This car is super strong. C2 manual. Oh, the other thing before I grab, we go out for a drive, is it's pretty rare, but underneath the wheel lips here, it's one way to tell. I mean, we inspect these for Singer and qualify 964s for Singers, so it passes all the frame measurements easily. But another really easy thing to do is just to feel up underneath the wheel lips, and you've got zinc drops there from the factory. They dipped the whole tubs into a zinc bath, and so if those bumps are there, that's your first sign that this car has never been hit, because as they get repaired, body shops just end up smoothing those out. So all four corners have all the zinc drops. So this is just a super stunning non-hit 964. So much to talk about. I didn't even cover the color. That is a stone gray. So its factory paint is stone gray. Just the interior was replaced. Hey Dave, you want to go for a drive?
Yes, sir.
This is probably a bad idea to have Dave drive this again. Maybe this won't hit the market, but might as well show it off with him shifting versus me. So while we're waiting for him, no rust on the car on the underside. Porsches are famous for having them on the cowls. No rust spots on the cowls. If you'll just do turn signals, lights, and a quick reverse before we take off.
Great.
There's your lights. Brights, fog lamps, got them. Turn signals. Turn signal. Brakes. There's your brakes. Reverse. It's a good look at that Porsche light bar. Phenomenal condition. Power windows all work. Sunroof works, rear. Spoiler works at speed.
God, I love this car.
I know I said this is probably a bad idea. It might not hit the market.
Yeah. This is the nicest 964 I've ever. is so solid. The turbo brakes, no fade at all. The steering wheel stays perfectly straight. It's just, it's like selling my wife.
You can't do that. You can't even say that.
No. Don't tell her.
Yeah, we won't.
The torque band really kicks in about 4,000 RPMs. It's such a great car.
Okay, it's springtime in Haley. If you're interested in this 964, I'd recommend you call me soon for the Dave changes his mind.
Don't call me.
Yeah, I'm Shep here, Sun Valley Auto Club, 208-721-1973. Thanks for spending some time with us and coming along for the ride. We'll see you on the next video.